Yeah, let me see.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project, you live as a champ. A last ride, straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Welcome to Wrestling with Savage AEW Weekly Update, and I'm just going to get right into it because I can, because I want to. Yes, there is the one and only breaking news here on Wrestling with Savage. AEW remains hopeful about Bryan Danielson's recovery time after a broken orbital bone. My God, I guess that injury was real, or was that another injury? I thought he hurt his foot. AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery haven't come to terms on a streaming deal just yet. We're going to have to wait for that one. MJF is considered for big things in Hollywood after the Iron Claw. We all knew that was going to happen. AEW making big plans for Paul White to wrestle at Full Gear. Find out tonight if that happens on Wrestling with Savage. Argument made that Sting should lose his retirement match. What do you think? Sting says AEW reminds him a lot about WCW. That's for sure. I agree with that. And ex-WWE writer believes AEW is setting up Sting versus Ric Flair at Revolution 2024. Funny because I thought of that first. Jim Cornette bashes AEW low ticket sales while rejecting an offer to attend Dynamite. That's huge. We're going to talk about that. Eddie Kingston wished things worked out differently with CM Punk. Not me. Eric Bischoff questions AEW booking MJF versus Kenny Omega without any build-up, and we are going to get into that. And look at Saraya transforming into Angelina Jolie for Halloween. What a look there. Let's bring Jay into the show.
What's going on, everybody?
Figured I'd kick off the show.
It's crazy all over tonight. Talking about the Lakers, the Clippers, the Texans are on their way to win the World Series. It's nuts. It's nuts all over. You got AEW. It's bananas.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
Here on AEW Weekly Update, we like to bring them Rampage, Collision, Dynamite, bring everybody up to speed. Make sure you check out Premier Streaming Network. We're going to have a pay-per-view there in November. Homicide's returning to the battlefield, No Man's Land. And if you missed Fade to Black, you should check that out. It was a really good show. You can watch it on Premiere anytime you want, $9.99 a month. There's me at the battlefield. You can also come on down to Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, watch action live. Matt Cardona will be on the show very soon. Thursday, tomorrow, you can watch episode 7 of hypothetically the greatest podcast in the world today. You can buy my shirts on wrestlingwithsavage.com, or you can go to Pro Wrestling Tees and pick up shirts there. You can pick up shirts for the wrestling universe and go pick up Marty Jannetty's T-shirts. More coming very soon. Also at the Wrestling Universe, D'Lo Brown coming out October 27th. Was there, met him. Why don't we listen to a little part of that, Jay? They always talk, and Jay, I want your thoughts on this before we go into this video. They always say that it's like a war, a wrestling war. Let's hear what D'Lo Brown has to think about this whole wrestling war. Wrestling wars. Oh, AEW versus WWE or versus TNA or versus. Do you look at it as a war, or is it just professional wrestling?
I think it's professional wrestling. Yes, you're going to have companies go at each other. Yes, you're going to have head-to-head, TV shows. But if people can brand it a war, I call it a victory for the fans, because now they get to see and have ample ways to watch the talent they want to watch, and that at the end of the day, is what it's all about is getting the fans as much product as they can consume.
Yeah, I was talking to Marty Jannetty. I actually produced his podcast. We were talking last night about this, and he agrees it's not a war. People should just sit back and enjoy what they like. Life is short. Why spend it always trying to fight someone?
To me, it's like watching pro football. It's like watching the NFL. You have your favorite team, but at the end of the day, you're a fan of football because that's why you watch it. You have your favorite talent. You may have your favorite company. but at the end of the day, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
And embrace it all, because it always wasn't like this, and it may never be like this again.
Yeah, and right now it's an all-time high. And last night, you know what else Marty told me last night? He said he gave The Rock his first beer. Do you know this to be true?
I can't confirm or deny that, because Marty was around with The Rock a little bit before me, so I have to call Rocky and ask him.
Maybe we can get that back here one day on the show the next time we meet up with D'Lo. D'Lo, thank you for joining me here on Wrestling with Savage.
My pleasure, man.
You're watching D'Lo Brown. Make sure you check him out. He's killing it right now creatively, and maybe I think you're going to maybe be a manager again one day.
We'll see. You never know.
If you could manage someone right now in TNA, who would it be?
That's a good question.
If you had your dealer's pick and they came to you and said, who do you want to take the top?
Obviously, a big guy like Moose, because he's a 5-tool player. Like he's just a 5-tool athlete.
Yes, he is.
And if you want to hitch your wagon to somebody, you want to hitch your wagon to a freaking star.
That sounds like a good plan. Here with D'Lo Brown at the Wrestling Universe. We'll see you next time. So Jay, going right to you. Do you think we're at war?
First of all, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to say I can't believe you had the balls to ask him about the Marty Jannetty Rock beer. Oh, my God. Great answer, by the way, D'Lo. But, yeah, it's a war, Savage. I mean, that's how it was. But it's an ego war. That's what I see. And, I'm not going to say it's an ego war on Paul Levesque, but before him, it was. And it's not only becoming owner and owner, it's more wrestlers and wrestlers now, because now wrestlers are batching each other on social media. They're posting videos. They're saying, well, I could get the most money here. I could do something here. I could do something that. And they're not going to tell you on camera, but they're going to give you some little messages. And you know what? We've seen it, with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a perfect example of, even if you saw the documentary, which was great, by the way, showing you some little messages of basically why it didn't work out in AEW. I mean, everything is all in the writing. I just think it's more of an ego war, not a war against companies trying to blow each other out of the water.
Okay, good point. It was fun talking to D'Lo, and yeah, I had the balls to ask him that. Why wouldn't I, man? I work with Marty all the time, man. But I did talk to him a little bit about TNA. Let's see what he had to say about TNA.
Still alive.
You're working with Impact, now TNA. Can you tell me a little bit about the big name change? Are you excited for it? Any breaking news we can drop?
I'm excited for the fact that people love nostalgia, and I'm excited for the fact that we can bring and rekindle that thought process again, and bring back the TNA mantra, and bring back that style. The one thing I can break right now is there'll be no 6-sided ring. I can guarantee you that.
Probably a good thing.
Well, safety reasons, safety concerns, it's difficult. But I'm looking forward to feeling the change and being part of the change, and I can't wait till January. That's right, Sports Center. I can't wait till January when we officially rebrand as TNA.
Yeah, wrestling's huge right now. It's probably bigger than it's ever been. Yeah, wrestling is huge right now, and TNA is coming back. I guess they're rebranding officially in January. Do you think they're going to find a network, Jay?
Coming back? Is TNA really coming back? Really?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's coming back. You heard D'Lo. D'Lo's done.
I know it's coming back, but I'm going to say the company is no. It's not coming back.
James thinks the 6-sided ring was cool, but I can live without it not happening. Yeah, I agree. We definitely don't need that ring back. But that was at the Wrestling Universe, and you can meet stars like D'Lo Brown. We have Bushwhacker Luke coming up very soon. He's a legend. If you ever met him, Jay? Probably not.
Never, man.
But look at all these legends. Brutus the Barber Beefcake will also be there November 12th. You have Bobby Fulton November 12th. Scotty Riggs coming through. Orient Express coming through November 12th. That's going to be a big day. Taryn Terrell's coming. Velvet Sky's coming. We're going to have a conversation with Miss Sky. Kushida will be there December 17th along with Rika Tatsumi.
Never heard of it.
December 29th.
This is huge. Swerve Strickland will be in the house. And Jay, by the way, Swerve Strickland will be also at House of Glory December 1st, taking on Speedball Bailey. I can't believe it. I feel like he's going to be in New York City the whole month of December.
Do you want a ticket for that? You want to come to that?
Are there even people that go there? Or?
there's usually 700 plus. Yeah.
We'll see how it is.
I get in the back door. You can be my my assistant.
No problem. We know how
Cardona's there. Bailey's there. I mean, Savage can just walk right in.
Sounds intriguing.
What's intriguing is Swerve Strickland going to be at the Wrestling Universe December 29th. Pre-order your tickets now. WrestlingWithSavage.com has the pre-sale link. You can also find it at thewrestlinguniverse.com. Check it out. Maximum Male Models will be in the house January 27th. February 3rd, we'll have Alberto Del Rio. And then February 10th is a huge day. Mark it in your calendars. ECW Day. Spike Dudley. Roadkill. Danny Dory. Justin Credible. Chris Chetty. Raven. Sandman. Todd Gordon. Rob Van Dam. All day at the Wrestling Universe. And I just found out Shane Douglas is probably going to be there. Francine's going to be there. Somebody else, too. They might even get Taz, man. I mean, it's going to be...
But they can't get Mike Austin.
And it's going to be in February. What if it snows? My God.
But you can't get Mike Austin.
I'll give Mike a call. Let's see if he wants to do the show. But this is, of course, an AEW weekly update show. Did you watch Rampage?
I did not, sir.
You did not watch Rampage. Probably a good thing. I'm not happy about seeing this, though. Let's take a good look at that. Mike Santana versus Ortiz. That is a match that should have proper build-up on Dynamite because they have the backstory there. Why they're not doing that, I don't know. Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita, also a pay-per-view quality style match. And then, God, Jesus Christ, they had Kenny and MJF have a, interaction, or we're going to hear from them on Rampage, not on Dynamite. Not build up. That should have been on a few Dynamites. Kip Sabian came out with Penelope Ford to play the heel in front of the Philadelphia crowd until Mark Briscoe came out to shut him up. He sent Sabian out of the ring with a quick clothesline and posed for the crowd for a very quick segment. Okay. Mike Santana versus Ortiz. This should not have been on Rampage. Santana scored a decisive win, too, on Rampage, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be the end of the storyline.
They're not going to reunion. They're not going to reunite.
Powerful reunion, maybe?
No.
Is this where it's going to lead?
No. It's going to lead with Santana out the door. That's what it's going to lead to.
Maybe,
He's frustrated, Savage. He doesn't want to be there.
This match should have had a bigger build-up, bigger storyline. Should have been at Full Gear.
I think it did. We've been knowing this for over a year or two that these guys have bad blood. Since that match. What was that match that they had with the Bucks and everything? Was it Stampede?
Yeah,
that's where the real beef started. It started there.
Yeah, but this match should not have happened on Rampage. I don't care what you tell me. Some episodes of Rampage can feel like they are mostly filler, but this week's show made sure that every segment did at least advance the storylines. But I'm just not a fan of, this storyline being advanced on Rampage. But for that regard, Rampage was a little better this week because you got to see stuff like that. And
was it like this match is the best?
This was a match.
Go ahead, break it down.
This was a match. Look at this. Tony Storm looks great. Rampage. They're having fun. These ladies look. Sky Blue's smiling. They're having a grand old time.
Smiling as a heel.
Sky Blue doing good work, though. At the end of the day, she is a good worker.
And when you're heel, you're supposed to smile.
She's not going to be picking up this win, though. You'd call it an upset, but Abaddon was able to score the win by pinning Anna to get the pin and earn a title shot.
I never heard of in my life. Never heard of this one.
Kyle Fletcher versus Takeshita. On paper, a great match, but Takeshita ended up scoring a clean win over Fletcher with a huge knee to the face. The most surprising thing about this was that Callis and Hobbs didn't do anything to give Takeshita an advantage. And I love Takeshita. This guy's a megastar. Hobbs is a megastar. Don Callis is the best quote-unquote manager in the business right now.
Wow. It's a lot for me to take in when I disagree, but okay.
Okay. You probably think Christian Cage.
Nah, I just think that we need to stop pushing this kid. It's over. Like, come on. It's over.
Fletcher then attacked Takeshita and hit Hobbs, with a chair after they threw him out of the ring. But Callis stopped Hobbs from beating him up. He tried to use it as an opportunity to recruit Fletcher into his family. The 24-year-old hesitated but appeared to accept the offer.
Oh, God. Let me tell you something. Very tough challenge to get guys that don't get TV time over. It's going to be very tough.
We'll move on to AEW Collision.
Now, this I did see.
Now, this, of course, not only did I see, but I actually enjoyed it. But why did we watch it? We watched it for one reason and one reason only. We watched it to see the main event, which was MJF versus Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the night was what it was.
Had his moments.
Jay White took on AR Fox. Jay White, of course, pinned AR Fox very efficiently. Switchblade. Shit's a rat. Hit the Blade Runner to get the pin and the win to end a solid, but of course, very predictable match that MJF tried to steal his belt back, but was denied by Jay White and the rest of the Bullet Club. Gang, gang, bang. What did you think about this match, Jay White and AR Fox?
First of all, I always thought AR Fox had heat, but I guess I was wrong. He was just injured at the wrong place at the wrong time when he was getting that push with Swerve. So that's my fault. Savage, it's not believable, this match, because we all know who's going to win. You need to put Jay White against someone that can make me feel has an opportunity to win over Jay White. I can't believe it with AR Fox. So I knew what the outcome was. It's too obvious for me. The match was good, but it wasn't good for me. It was good for Jay White.
That match. Of course, it's predictable. Jay White's holding the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
We can't get another person that has an affordable name, like some credibility. Like, come on, AR Fox.
Who would you book in that spot?
Let's see, man. Maybe I'll put a Darby Allin. Maybe I'll put an Orange Cassidy. Maybe I'll put someone that has some credibility in their name. Or, shit. Give me an Anthony Bowling. Give me somebody that got a name.
This match was a, mediocre waste of time.
I don't understand.
Castle accompanied his allies to the ring, but his presence made no difference. The match was over almost as quickly as it started. The Guns scored an easy squash victory. And then we move on to the Fright Night Fight, AEW Collision, AEW Women's World Championship match. Look at this.
What was this?
The champion retained her title with a katana kick, but Abaddon came away actually looking like a credible threat. So let's see what she's going to do. I guess this is what you call coming away looking like a credible threat. Does she look like a credible threat in this picture, Jay?
God, I can't, man.
How about guys out there in the Savage Kingdom? Does she look like a credible threat right now in this picture?
Looks weird. Looks weird. I think I'm right. I think I've been right all along to you. I've been saying it all along. That the AEW women's roster division does not have a storyline building besides Sky Blue, Willow, and Julia Hart. And damn, that was proven tonight once again. There's nothing built to Toni Storm versus Cri Savage. You can make her come out, but there's no build-up. This is
how can you build it up when you put her triggers and
build it up? It's a full gear. What are you talking about?
How do you build it up when they're putting the commercials
make her talk. Make Sheeta go and hit her a few times. They finally decided to pull the trigger now all of a sudden, but make her hit it.
They still got 18 days. They still got 17 days.
Use a steel chair. All I'm saying is there's no build-up there. There's no build-up.
Samoa Joe versus Rhett Titus. Who?
I didn't even know he was a former television player.
Samoa Joe bulldozed over Rhett Titus is what happened here on AEW Collision.
I didn't even know that.
Ricky Starks took on Dax Hardwood. The House of Black was shown standing in the crowd to watch the match. Julia Hart was on the stage. They immediately distracted Hardwood and put him off his game.
See, Julia Hart.
Starks proved his tag title win wasn't a fluke when he scored the pin, but as soon as the match was over, the lights went out. Hart was shown on the stage for a moment before House of Black appeared in the ring. Some good shots here. Beautiful power driver there. Nice shot with the tag team titles, too, on the corner right there. Big Bill not being used properly. And let's see. The fans are standing now, but in this picture, they're not even standing for this power driver. What's going on here? House of Black made their presence very well known all over Collision. We had Roosh, Vance coming out to join the party, create a 4-team standoff. Big brawl. I mean, what's the storytelling even happening here?
I think that there's a lot going on, Savage. Let's face it, House of Black is getting more cheers than boos, and I think we did the wrong thing here. I think we should have brought them back as faces instead of heels. And the other thing I don't get, Savage, is the other team that are heels are now faces. But if we notice the video package they've been playing us the last few weeks, it's been presented as a hostage takeaway of being heels. So it makes no sense what they're doing here. And I think it's just too much to put on a show, especially on Collision.
This was a lot in this one segment. A lot of storylines.
Here's another twist, Savage. Here, as you're playing these slides, check this out. Why is House of Black not going for the tag titles?
Well, I mean, I think they kind of are because they're attacking Ricky Starks almost every week.
They're not, but they're protecting him. Why do that? Why not have them go against?
Well, no, I think that but the way I'm perceiving it is that House of Black is eyeing the tag team titles, but all these other teams are getting involved to prevent them.
Oh, that team that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know, but that's probably how he's booking it.
They were presented; those videos were presented as heels, not as faces. So it's just
but in Tony's mind, you have to look at this from the way Tony's thinking about it. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, good, or bad. In his mind, he's probably like, "Oh, we need to create a big, dramatic brouhaha for these tag team titles. This way, we have more storytelling, more matches." I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. They're not even brawling in this picture. They're standing there. Castagnoli, God damn it, Cesaro. I hate saying his new name. Another squash match. He wins. Swiss Superman defeated him soundly with a huge promo. Now let's get to this match, all right? The reason why I even watched the AEW Collision, I would probably watch this match any night of the week at 3 a.m., at 6 a.m.
Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
But here's the thing. This is a match that should have been a pay-per-view worthy match. This match should have been a Wembley Stadium match. This match should be saved for a special event. But instead, Collision needed ratings. Collision needed star power. Collision needed Dave Meltzer to write about it, Jay.
How many stars he gave it to this match?
I don't know, but Toto Watam would be the right person to ask. I'm sure we could call him and find out if the newsletter was updated yet. I don't even know. I don't care. What would you rate this match since you watched it?
Out of what, 5 stars?
Yeah, if you had to give it the Dave Meltzer 5-star.
Let me look at my notes here.
You're going to go like 4 1/4. There's no way you're giving
3.5. 3.5.
3.5. Wow.
3.5.
I think it deserves more than that. MJF defeated Kenny Omega to retain the world title. Kenny Omega came out. It looked like Bret Hart themed gear. Had the shades, pink. MJF looking like a superstar in every aspect of the word. He did great things for nearly 30 minutes. These two men delivered a fantastic performance that will easily stand out as one of the best matches in the very short history of Collision. Don Collins even showed up with a screwdriver just as Omega was preparing to hit his finisher. The ref ejected him, but the distraction gave MJF enough time to recover. You saw MJF do things that you normally don't see, and there was great moves here, great sequences. Good shots, good punches, good storytelling. The table spot might have been a little tad over the top and, in my opinion, unnecessary. Look at that shot. Wow, these are great shots. Kenny Omega hitting all the moves that you'd expect, except the one-winged angel, because obviously that would have ended the match. And they went on after the match to have a great segment with the fans. Jay, go for it. What did you think about this match right here?
I mean, this match is basically advertised to get you to watch it. I mean, that's how desperate we are for ratings nowadays, that we have to book a match that you personally started off saying that it has no build-up. It should have been on this paper. You should have been in Wembley. Yeah, I agree with you on that. No build-up and anything. Why? Because they needed the ratings. This is not the best match I ever saw in Collision. I'm still going to give that to FTR and Bullet Club Gold. So that's me, but this will be number 2. It got a lot of time, as we all expected. Another thing I'm surprised that we actually got a match that was advertised, no BS. The table spot, Savage, I mean, we spoke about it yesterday. You know, it would have been nice if the announcer said, well, the referee's going to just let it go with his discretion. But we didn't get none of that, and the table just comes out. It's just all over Elite Wrestling to me every time I see that, and that is a buzzkill for me. That is why I cannot go the 5-star. Another thing is, just because you said it yourself, he's the number 1 best wrestler to you. And I think a lot of people will agree with you on that. But let's face it, just because you're going against one of the best wrestlers in the world doesn't mean you need to do certain stuff that the best wrestler in the world does. I think we could have lived without that corkscrew moonsault. As you can see, it did not hit. Omega had to go and make sure. So that's another thing as well. You don't need to do all the extra. I think MJF did his thing, played his part, but he couldn't tame it down a little bit. The silly stuff, poking the eyes thing, it's good once, maybe twice, Savage, but when it's more than 2 times, I start becoming less of a fan of it. It's sort of like chop versus chop versus chop versus chop versus chop versus chop, or roll up. Well, overall, Savage, this was a really, really good match. We really got our eyes on it. I was impressed with it, but I'm still going to stick with my 3.5.
No, I'm not going to give it a rating. I just thought it was a phenomenal match. The crowd was into it. They had the crowd chanting "Holy shit" multiple times. MJF did things that we've never seen him do before. So whenever you see something for the first time, whether it's great or bad, you still appreciate it. The effort level was there. And then if you watch the post promo they did that was off the air, it gives a little more meaning to that match, makes it even more significant because those fans got to experience, if you look at it from the fans' eyes, they get a 30-minute match with Kenny Omega and MJF for the price of admission, and then an additional 15 minutes of mic time. So 45 minutes of the world champion and the cleaner in the ring at the same time. That's a great show at the end of the day. Whoever went to that Collision saw a great show. They got their money's worth.
It made the show.
And here's the thing. After something like that, how do you top it? Like James kind of made a great point. You know, after you put MJF with Kenny, whoever MJF fights now, it's just not going to be the same match. That match is going to go down as one of the better matches MJF probably has for the next year or 2. I don't see anybody else having a better match for MJF right now.
We got to stay tuned.
Except maybe Darby Allin, or Darby can have a good match with MJF. Again.
Adam Copeland.
Adam Copeland. Yeah, maybe. We got to get into Dynamite, though. We covered Rampage. We covered Collision. But tonight is AEW Dynamite. And Tony Khan's got a huge announcement, Jay. Are you excited?
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. I'm excited for that.
Why don't you just talk about it now so I can just fast forward when we get to the slide? Because it was a joke, right? Mediocre at best, that announcement.
Well, I think first of all, it's a cheap shot. I think it's the cheapest of the cheapest shots that I ever seen on television. First of all, please get me someone that could just talk and not read cue cards. Another thing, Savage, this was the lowest I ever seen. This guy is desperate for ratings. He hyped this up just like he hyped a dream match between Bryan Danielson and Andrade. He hyped this announcement, and this is what we get next year, All in Wembley, 2024. Really? For ratings that you're getting tonight? Really? This is what you hype people. This is what you go on Instagram, Twitter, Collision. I never seen this before, this tactic, Savage. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He also tried to hype us up with mystery opponents for MJF, blah, blah, blah. You don't know who he's going to fight. Look at MJF.
that announcement could have been in a press release.
I'll say this: they did a good job with the champion tonight. They had him on TV a good time tonight, doing all kinds of things.
Why would you announce that? That's more of a big press release. It's a big. You just said 81,000. They were hyping.
To me, like I said, it was mediocre. It could have been a Twitter announcement. I don't care.
Cheap shot. He just wants the rating.
Don't care.
Wanted us to watch it.
Look at Adam Cole over here, bro. You see that beard? The hell's that doesn't even look like Adam Cole anymore.
It's played out, James, because it's a cheap shot. It's a ratings cheap shot. That's what it is.
It is played out because now every time he says big announcement,
ratings.
Like, come on, and people laugh at him.
That's why you wanted to watch.
People laugh at him. That announcement was, as I'll put it, as someone on Busted Open did earlier tonight, on Busted Open After Dark, it was a piece of crap.
This guy, I never seen anybody that just stares at cue cards like that. Like, I feel like I'm watching SNL. I really do. Like, yeah, oh yeah.
Who's the man in the mask, Jay?
I don't really care anymore.
It's CM Punk. It's CM Punk.
It's really getting played out. I'm really tired of it.
It's CM Punk. Orange Cassidy versus Claudio would kick off the night. Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
This match wasn't.
What do you think? What do you think of it?
It wasn't bad. There was some good spots. They had me even at the edge of my chair, especially when Claudio did that like lift up in the corner where he threw Cassidy up, went into the superplex. That was a great spot. I got scared when he's holding him up there. He did a stalling superplex. You know, Cassidy up there, high in the air. Those are dangerous spots. I mean, right there. Look at that shot. That's tough. Stalling on the second rope, stalling suplex. This guy really is strong. And it doesn't matter if Cassidy's 300 pounds or 200 pounds. You have to be strong to do a damn stalling suplex off the ropes like that, balancing all your weight and his weight. Shocking surprise, right? Cassidy wins, of course, retains his title. And then guess who'd come back? This guy can't stay on vacation. Jon Moxley has to come back, get involved, stomp on Cassidy. And we had a moment there where Claudio, you see right there, he's holding onto the ropes. Is he thinking about even helping Cassidy right now, Jay? What do you see from this match, Jay? And what do you think is in the future for the three men in this ring right now?
Never a big fan of Orange Cassidy matches, so this definitely wasn't it for me. But he did his thing. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna take away that shine. But that shot right there, Savage, it looks like Claudio is not feeling the BCC, and that's what I'm kind of assuming where this might go. It's a little tease. I could have lived with Moxley, Savage. I think it was just unnecessary completely. If you're gonna just bring him back and let him do that, it's just pointless.
Definitely.
But overall, I mean, but what do we? I mean, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, and maybe for people who did it, but not for me.
I'm sure the Moxley fans popped, but I kind of would like to see Claudio kind of turn babyface, turn on Moxley.
I think we got a little tease here. I think
definitely. They planted a seed.
He definitely didn't like Moxley coming out. I think maybe he was giving Cassidy respect, or maybe he wanted another shot. I mean,
this was 100% Claudio giving him respect, but at the end, Claudio would still walk out with Moxley. Cassidy on the floor. We had MJF knock on Kenny Omega's door, hoping to maybe see if he could be his teammate. Jericho answers the door instead. This was a very nice touch. I enjoyed this because there's history there, and now MJF's champion. So maybe Jericho's going to get in on the mix with this MJF business. And then this was really good. This is how Wardlow should be presented. Wardlow coming out of nowhere. You could see Max is like terrified because he's been worried about this happening for so long, and now it's finally happening. Wardlow finding him and grabbing him and squeezing the life out of him and saying, "You took everything from me. You basically ruined my life. I'm going to get you when you least expect it." This was great. This is the best Wardlow's looked on TV outside of the ring in a very long time. I hope they stay with this.
I think it's good, Savage, but I still think it's too late.
I don't think it's too late. It's never too late, and there's plenty of wrestlers who can attest to that. We've had guys who've had 15
They made a mockery of Wardlow for the last year. I think it's too late.
I don't think it's too late. This was good shit. If we can continue on this trend,
it wasn't bad, but
this was good shit. Can we make everything he does good shit moving forward?
Maybe if there's blood, but
I don't know. In my opinion, the only way Wardlow becomes a credible threat immediately is he's the one. Like, if let's say the bidding war of 2024 is real and MJF's out the door, someone's going to have to be the new AEW champion. That man should be Wardlow. That's the only way you can rectify this situation.
If there was a bidding war, I wouldn't even go with MJF. I'd take Wardlow. I'd take him, bring him, and make him into a real badass superstar.
At the end of the day, you can see it. MJF does a great job. He has like the fear of God in him right there because Wardlow's a big brother and he's got.
I agree, James. If he was consistent, but James makes a good point. No, of course it's got to be consistent. If it was consistent, it would have played out, but it's not. So it's like,
well, we have to see moving forward. You have to give everything a chance. Just like Maxwell,
I gave up.
You know, him and what's his name? Max Caster. Max Caster will not give up on MJF. And again, MJF with the facials. You know, like look at the range on this guy. He was just terrified, and now he's pissed off and he's annoyed. He's like, look at this scumbag with the scissors again. Every corner I go, I can't get away from Max Caster. And Max doing a good job playing the puppy dog. Because that's what he is right here.
You know him.
Billy Gunn.
He's good.
In the background. Acclaimed were good tonight. I'll give them their flowers at the end of the night, but they were good tonight. John Moxley cutting a promo that wasn't necessary.
This was crazy. This was the craziest thing I ever saw. It looked like this guy just told TK, give me a camera. I'm going to just go crazy. And he was just saying the craziest shit I ever heard. And I was just like, yo, what is wrong with this guy? Like, does he know we're lying, man? He looked like he want to kill somebody. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to just beat you down. It's like, yo, relax.
He's kind of shoot from him. He's having fun.
Watch this, bro.
He's having a good time, bro. It's Dynamite. It's wrestling. It's supposed to be over the top. Moxley is trying, dude. Yeah, but like tonight, you could see him channeling all his anger from like WWE, from Vince McMahon, from Triple H, and he took it all and he just let it out, man. Like, dude, he's trying to build himself. Hold on, he's trying to build himself as a larger-than-life psycho.
Listen, the lunatic gimmick was over years ago, okay? You don't have to be like that. Little kids are the crowd watching this on the big screen. And there's enough killing in the world you want him to talk about, but just beat you.
Maybe he will get the title back. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But Moxley was, I thought he was good tonight, actually. I liked it. I like the psycho. I enjoy it. I have fun with it. I don't care. He came out like a bat out of hell, beat the hell out of Orange Cassidy. I think it's exactly like you said. He went to the back. He told Tony, give me a camera right now. I got something to say. End of story. And he went on.
I'm dying. Oh, my God.
This match had me hyped because finally, we let Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony get a big-time win and become your new Ring of Honor
six-man tag champs.
Six-man tag champ. And whatever. I don't care what title it is. The point is they got to win on Dynamite, which is great. And they did it over Hangman Adam Page, who you hate, and the Young Bucks, who John Gilcher loves. What were your thoughts on this match, Jay?
Yeah, Savage. I had a big problem. I just saw three guys have big egos in the ring. I'm talking about the Elite and Hangman Adam Page. Have you guys noticed that watching this match right here, not only did I hated the finish, but this match here, the Elite and Hangnail got more offensive moves than the other team. I swear, I cannot even count how many moves the other team has got. I feel like Khan and the other guy, excuse me because I don't know his name, but they did not do any offensive maneuvers. All they did was just that swing slide finisher, which, like I said, I don't like the finish. I don't like interruptions, but I get it. But why? Why in the blue hell after a match, Mac Jackson grabs a steel chair and starts banging. Yeah, I know you're frustrated. You lost the gold. But it's Ring of Honor 6-man tag team, and they're treating it like they lost the tag team belt. It's ridiculous to me. I just wish these three guys here got more offensive moves so I could see more of the Gates of Agony. Because let's face it, the only time we've seen him on Dynamite is walking by Swerve Strickland. That's just my problem.
It's a good problem to have, Jay, but I just liked it because they were actually got a win. We got to see the Embassy get a win on TV, which honestly we haven't seen a lot of. And this is I'm supporting
them. They're just
I'm supporting Swerve Strickland's crew because at the end of the day, this is Embassy. I like Swerve Strickland. They should book him very strong and book him very strong. Like this is a strong booking here. It's number 29.
Why have Matt just slam steel chair like
this is good for business. My business and Swerve's business. Embassy looking good, Swerve looking good. More money in my hands. More money for the Savage King.
That could change with the AEW.
Book him like a
could
god.
Change with the AEW title around him, so that could picture can vary.
Oh man, I just hope they drop some toys. What I'm sick of with the toy line is they announce these
toys. They had one.
They announced these toys in like spring. We're in November. There's still no Acclaim toy on the shelves. There's still no Swerve toy on the shelves.
I bet you they got a sky blue.
Yeah, they probably do. Back to Dynamite. So anyway, they got the big win.
Yeah,
After this, we see Hangman and Swerve in the back, brawling. They're going at it. This match is going to happen. And you know what? Hangman, I'm sorry, man, but Swerve's going to take your stupid ass out. It's over for you.
Yeah.
Why are you messing with Swerve? Darby Allin, again, punked by MJF, letting everybody know that he's an emo little bitch. He also walked by Samoa Joe's locker, wanted nothing to do with it. He's like, I'm not even going to knock on that door. I want nothing to do with Joe. Nothing to do with Samoa Joe. Is everybody ready to hear from Adam Copeland? Adam Copeland coming to the ring. The Rated R Superstar with Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone got a big pop from Louisville. They like him. Then this man comes out. And in my opinion, the hottest microphone in the last 365 days in the professional wrestling business belongs to this man, Christian Cage, absolutely slaughtering people on the mic, taking them to school.
Don't worry, Chris. We'll talk about that in a second. I got
Luchasaurus over here. Hold on, wait. Chris wants to talk about something. Go for it, Jay. What does Chris want to talk about?
Oh, you want me? I'd rather wait to the match because there was a whole Widow Nightingale. So
what did you think about this whole segment here, though, Edge?
Yeah, I think
whatever you want to call them.
I think a lot of talent in the back needs to take notes and learn how to cut a promo, just like Adam Copeland. The more he comes out and cuts these promos, the more better and great it gets, and it gets my attention. So it's pretty good. Overall, I don't like the silliness between Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus, but I get it. I didn't like Christian Cage coming out talking about the neck because it's been so played out that we heard it so many times, so many years. But this was a good way to set up Copeland in the tag match. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely. But I also have one critique now that I just seen that. I don't think they should have touched Savage. I think they should have touched that full gear. That's my problem with it.
The spear on Christian Cage.
I believe we talked about it the show on and on, but that was my pet peeve of that. I don't think they should have touched.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think they just wanted to get one out there just to send a kind of feeler out there for a little contact. And it's not like Cage can't take it. It's not like it's going to take anything away from the match. The match is still going to deliver. My favorite part about this is that Sting didn't talk.
Oh, he was like, yeah.
Yeah, Copeland was like, yeah, Sting, we could be friends now. You were right. You were right, Sting. Let's kick Christian Cage's ass now.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
Oh, Tony Khan's got a huge, super important announcement. Oh, my God, there he is, the little nerd that keeps on going strong.
Look at the cue card.
Nigel over here looking more uncomfortable than anyone I've ever seen in my life. being forced to talk about this because it's kind of racist too. Why? Because he's from.
But listen,
London?
he has the guy right next to him that could just do this by himself. You don't need him to make a
Yeah, Tony's like, tell him, Nigel.
He's like,
Tell him, Nigel.
Tell him the website.
Tell him, Nigel. Tony Khan, you you're stupid little nerd. Tony Khan, you're a stupid little nerd. The only thing you're doing correct is MJF. I kind of like what you're doing with Swerve. But this isn't a big announcement. You need to stop being a super mark and leave the big announcements for people we give a shit about. Because when you come out and say you got a big announcement, I want to go to my bathroom and take a shit.
Give me a break. All in 2024 big announcement. Give me a break.
Pissing me off. And what the hell's up with this? Daddy Magic, Cool Hand.
This is pissing me even more off.
Yo, the best part of this shot is Jake Hager looks like an absolute stud pit muffin over here. I love it.
Yeah, stud of mid cards. That's what he's
whatever, man. He could still kick anybody's ass in that locker. Chris Jericho coming out to the ring. Stop. And guess who his teammate is? It is Kenny. God, what is it? What is Don Callis say? By God, Kenny, by God, Omega. Look at this. Oh, Callis on the mic, and look at the security he has. Kyle Fletcher looking sharp over there. Takeshita looking occupied. Hobbs.
Three guys that are in limbo of their careers. Go ahead.
So, what did you think was going to happen here? Obviously, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega are going to pick up the win. Don Callis is going to come down, talk a little shit. And then the big announcement. Jericho, of course, has friends. And not only does he have big friends, he has friends that are giants. Here comes out the Big Show to let you know that if you buy one ticket next week, you can get one free next year. Actually, no. Big Show coming to the ring. He looks like he is pissed off. He looks like he wants to annihilate human life. He manages to get one punch off. And that's the match. We now have a match. We have a match. Jay, how excited are you to see Captain Insano on Dynamite tonight?
I don't even think he could go, Savage. He only moved an inch. He didn't even move his feet.
Did you see how much tape he had on his knee pads?
I don't even think he could go.
Did you see how much tape he had on his knee pads?
Are we that desperate? Now, was this bad TV? Yes. But I will say...
Wait, it was worth this picture, though. I mean, listen, I love Big Show. I love Paul White.
Savage. It's really
listen, I love the man. He's a good dude. He's a nice guy.
And he's done a lot. He only moved to his left. That was it.
He moved to his left.
Like that. Good, like that.
Dude, but he did not look happy to be there. I don't know. I don't know if this match is necessarily
I ask you, I tell you, Chris, James, Savage Kingdom, even you, Savage. This whole match that took place didn't make sense to me. You have Kenny Omega have a banger of a match in Collision, and then you have him team up with Jericho. I'm sorry, zero interest for me, buddy.
I have to see what's going to
happen. I would have gave him the night off.
Here's what I want to see. Okay, here's what I want to see, Jay. I want to see Powerhouse Hobbs take the Big Show and body slam him through a table.
I don't even think he could take bumps, Savage.
It doesn't matter. You're taking the bump.
Oh.
You're taking the bump.
That's like asking RVD to take bumps. Hey, take some bumps.
Take the bump and give Hobbs one of those memorable all-time moments.
He's going to die, Savage.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, that's the choice you make.
Do you see Jericho, how he couldn't even take Hobbs?
When you get in the ring, you take the risk of something always going wrong, something happening. That's the risk you take. Big Show walking down to that ring.
I hope in Ontario it's pretty much over for this.
And first of all, they can pull off a body slam on Big Show without him getting hurt, bro. Okay, they've done it before. The foam, the pads, the this, whatever they got to do. Off the stage, through the 8 tables.
Guy can't take a bump.
How about a running power slam from Hobbs to Big Show?
Sorry, man. I don't see it. This guy could die if he does that.
I don't want him to die, so no. I don't
Not
want
even laughing. I just look at him, man. He can't move. He can't move his neck.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen with this storyline. Now we see the Young Bucks, and they are approaching Kenny Omega saying, like, dude, Jericho's a scumbag. Why are you being friends with him? So they're planting more seeds. Eventually we're going to get, after this Don Callis business, probably going to be Young Bucks taking on Jericho and Kenny.
Yeah, and Jericho messed up tonight, Savage. He did say Golden Jet. That's not what Omega's. It was Golden Lovers or Friends with Kota Ibushi. So that was a little botch there. But overall, I kind of like what I'm seeing with the Elite, giving that little tease of a heel. And they said the right thing, Savage. I think they cut a little good short little segment here. And, we got back together, and now you're teaming up with this prick right here. So, it makes perfect sense to what I've been saying before this, that the booking doesn't make sense. Omega and Jericho teaming up.
Well, I got to see what's going to happen with this Don Callis match first, because, dude, if Jericho...
We got to see it end. We have to see it end.
If Kenny and Jericho lose against the Don Callis family, which I don't see happening, they're not going to bring Big Show in. And if they bring Big Show in, it's so that they can win over the Don Callis family.
To me, it's just been going on too much. How much do we need to do? I think
we're going to get to full gear, and then we're going to see where the storyline's going to progress. But right now,
it's on Dynamite. Dynamite.
No, it's full gear.
2 weeks.
Jesus. Sheeta taking on Willow Nightingale in an AEW Women's World Championship match. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't understand how or where Willow Nightingale qualified for a match in the first place.
Yeah, Savage, I agree with you. She didn't even win the 4-way that just happened in Collision, so it made no sense to me how she just asked for a title match and we give it to her. But it just didn't do nothing for me, Savage. Even though she put an effort, I hated that kick that Sheeta did at the end because it didn't look like money. It just looked really bad, and she got the 1, 2, 3. But once again, we see the Toni Storm build that I don't see a build that she finally attacks her. I wish we saw that a few weeks back, to be honest, but it's a little too late for me. Overall, Savage, another thing that I didn't like, we could get into it, is Julia Hart and Sky Blue shooting that mist. And to me, Savage, I didn't understand that. And that's what I don't get why it's interesting, Chris, because first of all, weeks before she got sprayed, she was doing the heel persona. She was presenting it to us on Collision. She was presenting it to us on Rampage. She was presenting it to us on Dynamite. And now all of a sudden she just sprays Julia Hart out of nowhere. It makes no sense to me. No sense to me at all, especially when you have the goofy makeup under your eyes. Playing the possum heel that we've seen Julia Hart had that before. So it's not interesting to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't understand it.
What doesn't make sense to me is 2 weeks in a row you take Toni Storm's beautiful presentation and then just dump on it picture to picture.
There's no build-up.
How can there be? I can't hear what the hell she's saying.
Sheeta has to be the one. What do you mean?
Sheeta's the champion. The champion don't need to do shit. The champion.
That's like asking, give the belt to Sky Blue. Here, we'll give you the belt. Don't say nothing. Here.
And I agree, the blue mist was stupid. Sky Blue didn't even do the blue mist correctly. It didn't look good. I barely saw it.
That was a bad shot, first of all. I don't think we got a good shot because I didn't even see it. It was so quick.
There was barely any blue mist. It literally came out in like little dribbles and hit her in the chest.
But does that make sense to Chris, James, everybody? I ask you guys, does this make sense?
No, because now it makes Julia Hart. It makes Julia Hart look weak, and by extension, it makes House of Black look weak because she's supposed to be this like witch that can brainwash people, and now she basically changed Sky Blue's gimmick, who has the eyelashes now or the makeup, and she spits this and that, but now she has the power to just turn on Julia Hart. It looked like Julia Hart was trying to command her to turn around and attack, but we didn't get that. Instead, we got Sky Blue resisting the power of Julia Hart. So if anything, all they did was like depower Julia Hart. Whatever opinion people had of her is weaker tonight.
That was my point. Why have all these segments of her being in a trance or saying weird thing? It makes no sense. No sense for her to do that.
No, this is all silly booking, and unnecessary. This was comedy gold. This was good. They're going up to him saying, we know you probably need partners, but if we're going to be your partner, we have to have an agreement. You have to scissor with us, and you have to wear what's inside this garbage bag. And I would assume at that point in time, it's, matching Acclaimed gear for Maxwell, who goes on to say, God, I'm never going to team with you guys. I think he even broke his clipboard. We see Sanjay Dutt, Jeff Jarrett, Jade Lethal. Look at this. They're bothering MJF too. The poor champ can't get a break.
Like 3 producers there. I don't even know if they're wrestlers or producers. Like
all the goons are there, and they're trying to get MJF to team up with him. He's very upset. He's not happy. And we get a shot of Roderick, who's Adam.
We'll do anything to plug our merch.
Adam.
That's not even funny to me. I don't even laugh at that.
Taz seemed to think it was quite funny.
What?
All right. And now we get into the main event of the night. We're here. We're here at the main event.
Peace.
The Guns. The Gun Club, whatever you want to call them, Bullet Club. Gang. They're taking on the Acclaimed and MJF. At the end of the night, MJF had no choice but to subdue to Max Caster's approach. And, he teamed up with him. There he is with his own gear. Pink Scissor Me shirt, pink scarf. Max Caster took care of MJF. He had everything ready for him, even the pink scarf. I'm sure that's going to be a hot selling item. I'm sure it's on shopaew.com right now. Main event. Good storytelling, funny. Obviously, Jay Lethal and MJF barely got to even touch each other. But to me, I say this. After the main event that Collision had on Saturday night, this main event is like an absolute disgrace to professional wrestling compared to what we just saw on Collision. Collision did a better job of giving you a memory and a moment and an excellent wrestling match all in one night than Dynamite did. AEW this week, for me, AEW Collision was the winner of the week without question because they delivered the most entertainment 30 minutes of television out of everything else we saw in AEW, including tonight's main event on Dynamite. Jay, what did you think of the match, and who is your AEW weekly winner?
Well, I thought it was a good match for what it was, so I have no complaints for it. Everybody played their part. To me, I hate to throw shame. I mean, please don't hate me, Max Caster, but I didn't think he was impressive tonight. I thought Anthony Bowen stole the show out of everybody, even though it's Billy Gunn's birthday. Happy 60th birthday to Billy Gunn, by the way. He was the second impressive person in the whole match, but overall, it is what it is. I think they made the right decision to have White get the win. Did I want him to win just like that? No, I kind of wish it was a little different instead of the turnaround Blade Runner. I just wish it was set up differently, but it was good. It was good for what it was.
What do you think of the kangaroo kick?
I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in professional wrestling. I think if you give him a spoon and he just in there waiting, I think that would be the biggest.
I want to say this about the Acclaimed, though. The Acclaimed overall tonight was very impressive to me as a collective. The entrance, the presentation, the comedy skits, coming out there, and that rap that Max Caster did was excellent, on point. A lot of it was bleeped out, but I'm sure it was all really good shit. And just looking strong in main eventing and representing very well and working with Max Caster, which has probably been a lifelong dream of Mr. Max Caster. So congratulations to him on making that happen. Booking Jay White to win the match and make sure MJF doesn't have that gold walking through at Full Gear was the right call. Good move. Makes him look strong. Whenever you can pin the world champion, it's a good look for your career. So congratulations to Jay White, who did pick up a victory over MJF. And then, of course, we eventually did get the group scissoring between Maxwell and the Acclaimed.
That I'm not a fan, but go ahead.
It was okay.
It's too cheesy for me.
Okay. I guess we'll leave you guys with this. One thing I have is an opinion about independent wrestling, and I let D'Lo Brown know that opinion. Let's hear it right now. What did I tell D'Lo Brown?
Let's hear it.
Get more local talent, the best local talent from city to city that you guys go to, and actually represent their dojo, their brand, so we can get
wrestling just out there more, because there's so many cities that they don't even know there's indie talent, indie wrestling promotions. Why isn't anybody doing anything like that?
And that's a good question. I could, if I pretended to answer that right now, I'd be disrespecting every one of those talents in all these cities that you talked about. It is a good concept, and it's something that you can showcase the grassroots of what this industry is, because from day one, this is all built off. Wrestling is all built off your local talent, watching them grow up, watching them ascend to a higher level, and one day being on TV. So it all starts on the grassroots level, on the independent level.
I would just love to see more from that, from big companies that want to actually work together with the smaller companies. We can get more autograph signings out of it. Fans can have more interaction. We can get big talent to come down to the local shows and just put everything over. And of course, put more butts in seats. And more importantly, create new fans maybe.
And that's what you want to do. It's about drawing people in and giving them something to look forward to, and giving them something to cheer for and root for, and if wrestling can give them something to not think about their day-to-day life, and they could be somewhere else for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on a Monday, that's what wrestling is supposed to do. It's supposed to be a release, a getaway from the normal day-to-day.
I just would love to see more work from the independents and the big companies working together, just making a better product overall. But right now, wrestling's hotter than it's ever been. Talk about young talent. I got to ask you, what do you think about Logan Paul? Now, I ended that by asking him what he thought about Logan Paul. And if you want to see what his answer is, you're going to have to go on our YouTube page and watch the full video. And there's a lot of other good stuff in that interview I did with D'Lo Brown. So, Jay, Dynamite's over. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to go chill, probably see if the Laker game's still on. Not even sure about that. But I'm also going to watch the highlights of the Rangers. They won their first title. My boy, I'm going to say my boy. I know Gil, maybe he's not your boy to you, but my boy Jacob deGrom just got a ring, even though he hasn't been in the whole season. So, we didn't. Hey, man, he left on his own turn. I totally get it, man. I don't hate the guy. Maybe some people do, but that guy's always a man. Congratulations to him for sure.
Good for him. Listen, I got the house to myself. Everybody's sleeping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the big TV, and I'm going to play some Spider-Man 2, damn it. Wow. But first, I'm going to upload some new videos to YouTube, because we got to keep that growth, and Instagram and TikTok and everything we do here at Wrestling with Savage. And we'll be back next week. Make sure tomorrow night you're watching the Party with Marty podcast, 10 p.m. Hypothetically, the best podcast ever. And, we'll be back tomorrow for Party with Marty. I'll be in the chat. Marty Jannetty will be in the chat. Make sure you're watching. We'll be covering AWA, the best of the territories. It's a very good episode. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to Wrestling with Savage. Subscribe to the Party with Marty. And catch us here. You'll catch me. You'll catch Jay here next week for what? WWE? Maybe I'll do Crown Jewels.
Oh, Crown Jewels on Saturday.
Yeah, you watching it?
Yeah, I think I'm watching it.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do play-by-play if there's nothing popping.
Because it's like 1 o'clock, so it's pretty early. So
maybe we'll do live play-by-play. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
Shout out to James in the chat and everybody else that was in the chat, Chris and Travis, and appreciate all of you here in the Savage Kingdom. We'll see you next week for WWE Weekly Update. Everybody take care and have a good weekend.
Let me do it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.